video. But before we get started, I always forget to say this in my videos because I get overly excited to delve into the topic. But right now I am remembering it. Amatambo ingqondo. And I would like to humbly ask you not to forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. These are all free acts of kindness. They help out the channel a lot. And they also motivate me to create more content for you because I can see that you guys are engaging with it, engaging with my content. But if you have already liked, commented, shared, and clicked the join button and like, girl, I don't mind doing more. I absolutely don't mind doing more. You can kindly click the join button, which is the blue button somewhere down here, and it's right next to the subscribe button, which is the red button. Join button so that you can become an exclusive member of the channel. I have 9 joined members, and I love and appreciate each and every single one of those 9 people. Thank you. And if you don't like commitment, you're like, I don't want to join, you can leave at any point and unjoin at any point. But if you don't want to do that anyway, there's also a super thanks option. If there's a video of mine that you really enjoyed and it was super insightful, super educational, and super relaxing, and you're like, girl, thank you for your work, you can click the super thanks, super thanks button. Now, with all that being said, I always forget to say that, and sometimes I'm like, yeah, if people want to do it, they're gonna do it. I don't have to keep on reminding them, you know what I mean? You don't want to be a nuisance to people. So once in a blue moon, I just say it, just in case there's somebody who's watching and they would like to do something about it, but they don't know, you know what I mean? So now, obviously, today's video is going to be an educational video. Just massaging the brain right now because I'm about to drop some knowledge. And in today's video, I will be teaching all of you guys about different tribes know about them. Obviously, you know a lot about the Xhosa Tribe. Obviously, but we have more tribes in South Africa besides the Xhosa Tribe. Without further ado, I'm pretty sure you already said it. If you're new to the channel, you're like, am I lost? Already said what? Don't worry, I got you. I made provisions. You're new, but soon enough you'll catch up. So, without further ado, let's get started. Singachithanga ixesha lide, masingene emqalweni. Masikhawulezwe rhuqa bethu nana. So, obviously, I will be reading all of this information for you guys, for you and you, and explaining everything to you. What culture should we start with? I think it only makes sense to start with the culture that's predominant in South Africa, and that is the Zulu culture. Where are my manners? I cannot quickly jump into the different tribes without the introduction. How dare I do that? So, for a brief introduction, South Africa is home to diverse array of ethnic groups and tribes. Each with unique cultural practices, languages, and historical background. They all have unique cultural practices, languages, and historic background. So, here is a detailed description of each of these tribes that we have in South Africa. You guys already know that I always try my best to reply back to your comments, to your questions, and I also make videos based on your suggestions, and sometimes I get inspired based on your curiosity. Your curiosity sometimes sparks inspiration for my videos, and this video is inspired by someone who commented on my Swahili lesson video where I was comparing Swahili to isiXhosa and isiZulu, and here is that video. The person went on to So all the languages that are considered official languages in South Africa are the languages belonging to different tribes that we have in South Africa, and that is why. So we're promoting culture and languages that are dominant in Southern Africa. And since Swahili is in Eastern Africa, it does not fall under that category. Okay, hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. Makes a lot of sense. Make a lot of sense. But then one might ask themselves, wait a minute, CV, wait a minute. If that's the case, why isn't the Khoisan language, which is considered to be the language of the original people, native people of Southern Africa, used, or is not part of the official languages? Most other cultures were derived from Khoisan, including yours, Siviwe, including isiXhosa. isiXhosa is derived from the Khoisan language, with the word isiXhosa being a Khoisan word. So why isn't it an official language in South Africa if that's the case? Tell us why that is not the case. That is a question I personally ask myself each and every single day, because I strongly believe Khoisan should be the very first official language. But unfortunately, it is not recognized as an official language. Maybe I should do some research on that and prepare a video for you. Hopefully there is an answer to that question, because there is someone who had been curious, who's a friend of mine, but not here on YouTube, but they were like talking about something else and said it's interesting that the Khoisan language of the native people of Southern Africa, South Africa, is not recognized as an official language, and the fact that that language is slowly but surely going extinct, slowly going extinct, because it's not taught at school and not really recognized, and it's a very beautiful language. And if you find Xhosa rather interesting because of the clicks, wait up until you hear the language spoken by the Khoisan indigenous people of South Africa. Absolutely beautiful, with way more clicks. So now that I'm done babbling, let's talk about the Zulus. Well, for our first tribe, Zulu, the Zulu tribe is predominantly found in KwaZulu-Natal province of South Africa, with significant populations in Gauteng just know you're talking about the location where people are from. Once you say ama before the word, know that you're talking about the people. But if it's one person, it's Zulu, one Zulu person. Zulu, multiple Zulu people. KwaZulu is the place where they come from. Okay, is that alright? And then once you say Zulu, it could mean anything to do with the culture, the traditions, the customs, the language, the people, everything. So if you say Zulu, it will depend on the context. If you were talking about languages and then I say I speak Zulu, then you know I'm talking about the language, because that word applies to everything. And then isiZulu is one of the 12 official languages of South Africa. It is the most widely spoken language in South Africa and the dominating tribal group in South Africa as well. Just a brief summary about the culture. The Zulu are known for their vibrant cultural practices. Vibrant cultural practices, including traditional music, dance, and ceremonies. The reed dance, or umhlanga, is a prominent annual ceremony where young women celebrate their culture and womanhood. The Zulu history is rich with significant figures like King Shaka Zulu, who unified the Zulu nation in the early 19th century and is renowned for his military strategies. Zulu beadwork, clothing, and crafts are distinct and hold symbolic meanings, reflecting social status and cultural heritage. Okay, alright. After that, let's move on to our second tribe. What do you want us to talk about? You know what? Let's flip a coin. Here's an invisible coin. If it's on heads, we're doing Xhosa. If it's on tails, we do Xhosa. Let's flip it, okay? Great. Okay. Yeah. We're doing Xhosa. When it comes to our second culture, Xhosa, here is a picture of Xhosa, or the Xhosa Tribe. Uyayibona? Can you see it? Can you see it? Uyayibona? Can you see it? Can you see it? I think you do. I think you do see it. Okay. Now, let's talk about the location. The location. The location. Xhosa people are mainly from the Eastern Cape province of South Africa. Eastern Cape province of South Africa. That's Xhosa people, Xhosa people, Xhosa people with communities in the Western Cape, Northern Cape, and other provinces. Besides Eastern Cape, they're also predominant in Western Cape, Northern Cape, and other provinces as well. Other provinces as well. So, the location, the same prefixes that apply to the Zulu tribe apply to other tribes in South Africa. So, what did I say about the location? I said the prefix that you use for location is kwa. Kwa. So now people belonging to the Xhosa tribe are from KwaXhosa. 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 And you know that is where they are from. That is their location. Now, let's come to the language itself. Once again, the prefix that you use for the language is isi. Isi. People from the Xhosa tribe speak isiXhosa. isiXhosa. And I can also say to you, I speak Xhosa. I speak Xhosa. Now, because I'm talking about the language based on the context, I can omit the isi. 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 You're more than welcome to do so if you know the context or everybody is well aware of the context of what you're talking about. But if I randomly talk to you, and I just say Xhosa, you're gonna be like, what? What about Xhosa? What about it? But once I say isiXhosa, you know it's pertaining to the language. And if I say KwaXhosa without saying anything, you know it's pertaining to the location or the place of origin. Okay. The Xhosa people have a strong tradition of oral literature, including proverbs, stories, and songs that convey cultural values and history. Well, a well-known South African singer and celebrity called Unatinkai, who is Xhosa. She was a judge on South African Idols, and she made a comment that put her in hot waters. She said that, well, when it comes to talent, I'm paraphrasing by the way, when it comes to talent, amaXhosa are always killing it in the game because we're super talented. And even when it comes to the music in South African Idols, the Xhosa person is going to win. Now, people of other tribes were deeply offended by this comment. They were deeply offended. So the Xhosa are also known for their traditional attire featuring intricate beadwork and face painting, especially during cultural ceremonies. You guys have seen me, every now and then wearing or rocking my Xhosa beadwork and also rocking tribal face painting every now and then. So I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. I'm pretty sure you're familiar with it. That is my culture. That is Xhosa. That is my tribe. Ndiyaziqhenya kwaye ndiyazingca ngokuba ngumXhosa. Ndiyaziqhenya kwaye ndiyazingca ngokuba ngumXhosa. What that means is I am proudly Xhosa. I am proudly Xhosa. In Xhosa you say ndiyaziqhenya kwaye ndiyazingca ngokuba ngumXhosa. After that, we have notable Xhosa leaders include Nelson Rolihlahla Dalibunga Mandela. Here is a picture of him. A lot of people love to call him Nelson Mandela, but me, I love using his full name, and his full name is, now say it with me, Nelson Rolihlahla Dalibunga Mandela. Dalibunga, Rolihlahla. His first name, which is his Xhosa name, is actually Rolihlahla. Ukurola is to pull something. When you're pulling it and you're dragging it, you're pulling it, ukurola. And then ihlahla is a branch. Ukurola ihlahla is to pull a tree branch, is to pull just a random branch, which is typically a tree branch. Uyalirola ihlahla, you're dragging it and carrying it and pulling it. The act of doing that, Rolihlahla, which is quite interesting, because if you were to relate that to what he did for the country, it was basically figuratively carrying the nation, carrying our country, carrying freedom, carrying our people, carrying the country into freedom, and unity, and all that. When he said in his speech, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will ever experience oppression, separation, disintegration, or something along this line. I just remember the never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land. So that's actually a beautiful thing. After that, we also have Thabo Mbeki. Abanye they call him Thabo Mbeki, but I call him Thabo Mbeki. Thabo Mbeki, who became president after Nelson Rolihlahla Dalibunga Mandela. He is also Xhosa from the Eastern Cape. Nelson Mandela is from Equnu. That is it for amaXhosa. The location, kwaXhosa, one person, umXhosa, multiple people, amaXhosa, everything Xhosa. Now, let's talk about a different tribe, different tribe, different tribe, different tribe. I'm gonna move on to a tribe that I also made a couple of videos on. A video teaching the language and video translating names from that language or tribe to English. You guys have also enjoyed those. And that language is Sotho. Sotho. Okay. I hear a plastic. Let's wait for the plastic. I think they're done. Okay. Now, the Sotho tribe is primarily found in Free State province of South Africa and the neighboring country Lesotho is actually a country that's landlocked in South Africa. It's landlocked in South Africa, and people from Lesotho obviously speak Sesotho. I mean, it's obvious, right? It's obvious. Obviously, because that's where the language originates from. But you can also find Sotho people in South Africa, in the Free State, predominantly in the Free State. Now, let's talk about the language. Sesotho, which is another official language of South Africa. It just said that. Just Sesotho, another official language of South Africa. But anyway, in terms of culture, the Basotho. Now, it changes when it comes to Sotho, right? The ama changes to ba, which is Basotho, which means the people with the BA, the people of Sesotho, Basotho. But people from the Eastern Cape, I've heard them sometimes saying Abisutu. So yeah, so Basotho are known for their traditional blankets. These blankets might look familiar. Let me show you the blankets. If they do look familiar and you're into Marvel, that's because they were featured as some of the outfits from the movie Black Panther. So Basotho are known for their traditional blankets, which are worn as both everyday attire and during special ceremonies, of course, providing warmth and symbolizing cultural identity. The Basotho as well, which is made from grass. The Basotho hat, or otherwise referred to as mokorotlo. Mokorotlo is a conical woven hat that serves as a national symbol. Yep. The Basotho have rich oral tradition and celebrate agricultural festivals that honor their agrarian lifestyle. So the Moricha Art and Cultural Festival in Lesotho is a significant event that showcases Basotho culture, including music, dance, and crafts. Okay, now you have seen the Basotho. Prior to that, we spoke about Xhosa before we began with the Zulus. Is there another tribe in South Africa? Well, we're not even halfway through, honey. There's a lot. I mean, a lot of tribes in South Africa. We are not called the Rainbow Nation for nothing. No. We're called the Rainbow Nation because of all the cultural diversity that we have in our beautiful Rainbow Nation, Mzansi Afrika. Now, what's next? What other tribe do we have? I know there's probably a South African out there who's watching this and saying that she better mention mine. Don't worry. I know I forgot one language when I was greeting you guys using different African languages. I forgot one language, and thankfully some of you guys are like, girl, you forgot that. And I was like, oh my god, I did. Now I need to make sure that I don't forget, and hopefully I don't forget. I accidentally skipped it, I don't know why. So I'm trying my best to move slowly so that I don't forget. If I do, please once again forgive me, and make sure that you comment it down below so that I recognize myself and I touch on it and I pin your comment. Okay, cool, thanks. After that we have Pedi, or Northern Sotho. These are people who are mainly from Limpopo province of South Africa, with communities in Mpumalanga and Gauteng. Limpopo, Mpumalanga, Gauteng, eGauteng, eLimpopo, naseMpumalanga. Okay, the language itself is called Sepedi, or otherwise Northern Sotho, and it's known for its distinct dialects. The culture is called the Pedi people, which have a rich cultural heritage, including traditional music and dance. Bashayingwas, obviously, across the entire country was, but I just wanted to do the dance, shine was. And then dance such as Dinaka dance. Dinaka dance. Do you know the Dinaka dance? Which is a dance performed during celebrations and rituals. They are known for their storytelling tradition where elders pass down their historical and moral lessons through narratives. The Pedi are skilled in beadwork. Yes, very much. Metalwork. Yeah, that too. And pottery. I can attest to that. Where the designs that often signify social status and cultural stories. And social status. The Babbling monarchy, with its historical and contemporary significance, plays a central role in maintaining cultural identity and unity among the people. Basotho people, Northern Sotho people. Okay, let's move on to the next tribe. What is it? What is the next tribe? We wanna know. Well, don't worry, I'm getting to it. The next tribe is Tswana. This is a picture of Tswana people. Do you see them? Uyababona. Hope you did. Now, let's talk about the location. They are predominantly found in Northwest Province. And can you guess another country? Can you guess it? A country that's found in Southern Africa. Tswana people can also be found in Botswana, which is where the language originates from. Botswana is a neighboring country to South Africa. It's just there on top of South Africa is Botswana. And in South Africa, Botswana speaking people are found on the Northwest Province of South Africa, besides Botswana as a country. And then with communities in Gauteng, Nasekoli, Gautini, you can find Tswana speaking people. Tswana, the Tswana Tribe, Tswana Tribe. So the language is called Setswana is one of South Africa's official languages. In terms of culture, the Tswana people have a well-structured social system centered around the Xhosa, meaning chief, and Khotla, traditional council, which facilitates community decision-making and governance. The Tswana are known for their colorful traditional attire, especially during ceremonies like weddings, initiation pronounce it. If you're Tswana speaking, please let us know in the comments section. But this is a festival which showcases traditional music, dance, as well as art. It showcases music, dance, as well as art. Okay, now let's move on to another tribe. Well, let me give you a hint of what tribe I'll be talking about. If you're South African, the hint is Ayaye Mubango. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you know it? Hope you do. I hope you do. If you're South African, I hope you do. Okay. Plus, I'm giving free promotion. When I talk about that. Slowly checking the time. Now we're gonna be talking about Venda. That's V-E-N-D-A. Venda. V-E-N-D-A. Venda. The Venda tribe. Where does the Venda tribe come from? Well, the Venda tribe is mostly, or rather mainly, found in Limpopo province of South Africa and in the northeastern part of South Africa. Northeastern part of South Africa as well. And if you belong to the Venda tribe, what do you speak? You speak Tshivenda. And this is a language rich in oral traditions and obviously one of the 12 official languages of South Africa. Well, let me tell you this about Venda. If I were to select a language that's very difficult in South Africa, for me, if I was not Xhosa, I would obviously speak Xhosa as the most difficult language. But because I'm Xhosa, it's obviously not difficult for me, and I have to pick a different language. And the language I would pick is Tshivenda. It's very difficult, and mainly because it is completely different to isiXhosa. Their V's are pronounced as B, which adds a little bit of complexity to what I'm familiar with. And secondly, when it comes to isiXhosa, everything is about enunciation, and you're using your tongue and you're pronouncing the words to the T, and you're doing the clicks and all that, which is what I'm familiar with. But when it comes to Tshivenda, it is, I don't know how to describe it. It is too breathy, if I might put it that way. I know I have mentioned this about isiZulu, but when it comes to Venda, there's a lot of ooh-ahs, if that makes any sense. I'm just contemplating if I should find a clip of someone speaking Venda and put it in here. That's what I say. It uses a vowels and H, vowels and H. And then when someone is speaking Xhosa, you're hearing, that's what you're hearing, clicks. But when it comes to Venda, you're just hearing vowels and H's, which is something totally different. So yeah, so when you're hearing it, it's just like, oh, if it makes any sense. And I find it to be the most difficult language in South Africa. After isiXhosa, it would be Tshivenda. Absolutely beautiful language, by the way. Absolutely love it. It is one of those languages I wish I knew how to speak. You know what I mean? Besides Sesotho, oh my goodness, I would love to be fluent in isiSotho. I find it beautiful. Anyway, all the languages are beautiful. Anyway, now let's talk about Venda. What can I say about it? When it comes to the culture, the Venda people are deeply spiritual, with belief and practices centered around nature and ancestral worship. Sacred sites such as the Lake Lake Futunzi, and the Tate Vondo Forest hold significant cultural and spiritual importance to Venda people. And then after that, we have Venda celebrate vibrant cultural festivals like the Tswana dance, performed by men playing reed pipes, as well as the Domba initiation dance. For young women. The Venda are known also for their wood carving. Yes, I can attest to that. Wood carving and pottery, which often depicts cultural stories and spiritual symbols. Venda. Now let's move on to our seventh tribe. Our seventh tribe is Tsonga. I didn't want or anticipate on this video being so long. So many different cultures, so rich. Tsonga or Shangan. Tsonga or Tsonga are mainly found in Limpopo and the Mpumalanga. Mpumalanga province of South Africa, with communities in neighboring countries as well. Can you guess the country? We have spoken about the Sotho being spoken in Lesotho. We've already spoken about two countries. We have another country which is neighboring to South Africa, just on top of South Africa. Well, Tsonga people can also be found, or at least their communities can also be found in Mozambique, which is a neighboring country to Mzansi Africa, South Africa. So the language is called, it's a bit clicky to pronounce it, so it's called Tsonga. this is what Tsonga people look like. Niyababona, can you see them? Niyababona, Tsonga, Tsonga, Tsonga people, Tsonga, Tsonga, the language spoken by Tsonga people. So the language is called Tsonga, and then in terms of culture, the Tsonga people have a rich musical heritage and are characterized by the Ndebele dance. Ndebele dance, where women wear colorful skirts that accentuate the dance movements. Colorful skirts that accentuate the dance movements. Traditional music include instruments like the timbila, as well as drums. The Tsonga are also known for their craftsmanship in weaving and wood carving. Community life revolves around family and social gatherings where storytelling and folk songs play an important role. The annual annual Tlakuna. I hope I didn't butcher that. I hope I didn't. The annual Tlakuna festival is a significant cultural event that celebrates Tsonga heritage. Okay, that is pretty much it for Tsonga. I love saying Tsonga because I know you don't know how to pronounce it. So Tsonga is the language. Now let's move on to the next one. Imagine me out here just flexing about language. And then we have Ndebele. I have told you about the language I would love to learn, right? But when it comes to the culture that I found to be most beautiful ever in the whole entire world, the Ndebele takes the cup for me. What a beautiful culture. Everything in Ndebele is absolutely amazing. In the whole wide world for me, Ndebele takes the cup. Yep, I said it and I meant it. Yeah. So, let's talk more about the Ndebele people or the Ndebele tribe. Ndebele is mainly in Mpumalanga and Gauteng province of South Africa. The language itself is called isiNdebele, and it is known for its distinct dialects. The Ndebele are famous for their house paintings characterized by geometric patterns and bright colors. By the way, here is a picture of the Ndebele culture. Do you see it? Do you see what I mean? Gorgeous. Love it. Absolutely gorgeous. And here is a picture of a beautiful Ndebele home. Ndebele home. Do you see it? Uyayibona. Uyabona ba inhle kanjani iqhame nokuqhama sana. And then after that we have these designs are not only artistic but also cultural messages. Ndebele beadwork is intricate and colorful, often used in traditional attire and accessories that signify different stages of life, such as marriage and initiation. The Ndebele people celebrate cultural events with traditional music and dance, which play a crucial role in preserving their heritage. I strongly admire the Ndebele culture. Ndebele people are the kindest, sweetest souls, or at least the Ndebele people I have encountered are the sweetest, kindest souls, which is why I find it to be very beautiful and very, very, very rich, and absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. Now let's move on to another tribe that can also be found in Southern Africa. What is it? What is it? The next tribe is Swazi. Checking the time. Swazi. Swazi is mostly found in the Mpumalanga province, as well as Eswatini. Eswatini, formerly known as Swaziland. 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 Eswatini. Eswatini. Here is a picture of someone who belongs to the Swazi Tribe. Do you see it? Uyayibona na? Do you see it? Uyayibona na? Now that you have seen it, uyibonile ngoku. Let's talk about it. In terms of location, it is mainly in Mpumalanga and Eswatini, like I've previously mentioned, and the language is called Siswati, 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 and it is spoken by both South Africa and Eswatini. It is an official language in South Africa. The Swazi people celebrate several traditional ceremonies with the Inwala, which is the first fruits ceremony, being one of the most important. Inwala. This ceremony is a time of renewal and thanksgiving involving the king and the entire nation. One significant event is the Umhlanga reed dance, where young women present reeds to the Queen Mother, symbolizing their purity and readiness for womanhood. Here is a picture from the ceremony, the Umhlanga ceremony. Umhlanga ceremony, the reed dance. Okay. Swazi traditional attire include colorful clothing and accessories often worn during cultural events and celebrations. The monarchy plays a central role in Swazi culture, with the king and queen mother holding significant influence. And that was our final South African tribe. South African South African tribe, tribe, tribe. It is important to note that each of these tribes contributes to South Africa's rich cultural mosaic, bringing unique traditions, languages, and histories that enrich the nation's diversity. Diversity. By the way, I normally read all of these from an article, but you've noticed that I didn't mention anything about an article when I made this video. Well, that is because in today's video I was assisted by AI. Yeah. And that is what AI had to say about South African tribes. South African tribes. There are also English people as well as Afrikaners, which can be found in South Africa. Now, let's try to ask AI to tell us more about them as well, Now, let's see what AI had to say about that, about that, about that, about that, about that. Oh my god, it's writing an entire dissertation, and pretty much I think I should make it another video if that's you being interested in it. I'm just waiting for it to finish so that I can say, you know what, just give me a brief summary, because the video is already long as it is, and I'm definitely going to make another video. Hopefully I don't forget on this. Okay, now it's done. Let me just say, give me a brief summary. Give me a brief summary. And see what the summary looks like. Okay, we got the brief summary. A brief summary. Now, here is the summary. Let's start with Afrikaners. In terms of origin, they are descendants of Dutch settlers. Dutch settlers arriving in the mid 17th century. They arrived in the mid 17th century. In terms of language, they speak Afrikaans, which is a language derived from Dutch. It's very much similar to Dutch and Afrikaans, meaning Africans. And in terms of culture, they emphasize family, farming, religion, particularly the Dutch Reformed Church. They celebrate traditional events like braais and rugby. And then in terms of political influence, they demonstrated South African politics. They dominated South African politics was involved in the agricultural sector, owning quite a number of farms across the country. Now, let's move on to English speakers, because besides Afrikaans, there's also English, which is an official language in South Africa. Official language. In terms of the origin of English speakers in South Africa, origin. Well, in terms of origin, the descendants of British colonists arriving in the early 19th century, especially after the British took control of the Eastern Colony in 1806. Okay, so they are the descendants of the British colonists, and they arrived during the 19th century, and that is after the British took control over the Cape Colony, and that was in 1806. Okay, so the language is obviously English, and then English is the key lingua franca in South Africa, used widely in business, government, and education, which is why I say in my videos that the majority of South Africans can speak and understand English, because everything is communicated in English, more especially amongst people coming from different tribes, different regions across the country. When you meet a Venda speaking person as a Xhosa speaking person, you don't understand each other, then you use English as a linking language of communication to link the two tribes together. It is a universal language that not only connects different tribes across South Africa, but it connects to the entire world, because you are also watching this video and you understood everything that I had to say. Why? Because I'm speaking English, that's why. So yeah, so it is used in business, governance, and education in South Africa. In terms of culture, they maintain traditions such as cricket, rugby, and cultural events like the Durban July horse race. The Durban July horse race is more like the Met Gala of South Africa. The Met Gala of South Africa. People, celebrities wear, different dresses to showcase the fashion, and it's for a fine raising or something like that, which is a horse racing event. They are typically given a theme, that the theme this year is going to be like this. So whatever it is that you wear has to match the theme, just like with the Met Gala. And then, people watch to see the celebrities and what they're going to be wearing. But it's basically for a horse racing event. And this event takes place in Durban on the first Saturday, or at least the first weekend in July. First weekend, each and every weekend political influential and liberal politics and opposition to apartheid, with notable figures like Jan Smuts and Nelson Mandela. In terms of legacy, they continue to be influential in business, education, and the arts, contributing to South Africa's multicultural society. And that was English. So let's lastly touch on the last subtopic, which is shared history and current dynamics. Let's start with colonial and apartheid era. Historical tensions, especially during the South African War, but both groups were central to the country's political landscape. We're talking about Afrikaners and English. After apartheid, both communities are navigating the change in the multicultural society, contributing to various sectors and promoting unity. That is what ChatGPT mentioned when it comes to Afrikaans as well as English. English and Afrikaans. English and Afrikaans. And my country, Mzansi, Africa, South Africa. So, what do you think of today's video? What is your take? What is it? What it is? What it is? What it is? That it is? Because it is? Because it is? Because it is? I hope you enjoyed watching it as much as I enjoyed filming it with the hopes of dropping some knowledge and getting you to relax and hopefully drift off to sleep as you're learning something new from me. African Xhosa ASMR. That's pretty much it. And I have to say goodbye. I know you want to admire me all night long, but it's time for me to go. Just take a deep breath in. Now out. Yeah. Let it all out. And I have to love and live you. I will catch you on the next one. And hopefully you guys do understand and know that I'm a jokester and I always find it awkward to end the videos, so I end them in the most cringiest ways ever. And also like, you want to admire me, but